Let's be honest, who doesn't want to learn better, faster, and more English? Well, in this lesson, I'm going to share how you can improve your vocabulary and conversation, overall English fluency in just this one 10-minute lesson. So if that sounds good, then let's get fluent. Hi, I'm Gabby Wallace from GoNaturalEnglish.com. In case it's your first time here, welcome. So there are a few things that you can do that you might not have learned in your traditional English class. Like traditionally, you learn to memorize individual vocabulary words. And that's not wrong, it's not bad, but it's not as helpful as memorizing or learning pairs of words, phrases of words, or short sentences so that you can be ready to use them in conversation. Because what happens is, the problem is, when you learn individual vocabulary words, you may be able to produce them for a test, filling in the blank, or a multiple choice question. You know the meaning, but you don't know how to use them when you're speaking in conversation. You don't know how to use them in a sentence. Or maybe you know, but you're not able to use them quickly as you need them for a conversation. So instead of learning, for example, the word pepper, learn the collocation. A collocation is two words that we tend to use together: salt and pepper. That's a step up. That is going to be more helpful than just memorizing the individual words. So now maybe you're thinking, okay, great, but that's not really so advanced. Okay, now I'm memorizing two words instead of just one. But my next suggestion for you is to learn to memorize phrases. So not just pepper, not just salt and pepper, but memorize the phrase, could you pass the salt and pepper? Or please pass the salt and pepper. Choose one and learn it this way, because then when you go out to eat, you can try this phrase. You can actually use it easily and automatically because you've practiced it in a full phrase and not just an individual word. Again, pay attention to groups of words and not just individual words on long lists of vocabulary. You can do this with so many different groups of words. For example, verbs like make the bed, pass the salt and pepper, which we just talked about, do your homework, give advice or take advice, take a risk. There's so many examples that, for the sake of time, I'm not going to list more, but the general idea is stop memorizing individual words and start learning groups of words. Next, learn some commonly used idioms and expressions. For example, instead of just saying it's raining a lot, you can learn idioms like it's raining cats and dogs, which, by the way, you don't want to translate literally or directly because it probably won't make sense in your native language. But these are fun ways to make your English more colorful and more native-like. So speaking of the weather, we have a lot of idioms related to weather words, but they actually don't mean anything about the weather at all. For example, cloud nine. I am on cloud nine. I am so happy. So you could use this when you're talking about something really exciting. What makes you feel like you're on cloud nine? On the other hand, we have rain on my parade. If someone tries to tell you not to do something that makes you happy, you might say, hey, don't rain on my parade. Don't try to tell me that I can't do the things that make me happy. If someone rains on your parade, they try to ruin your plans. Let's throw caution to the wind. That means let's forget about our responsibilities and just go have some wild, spontaneous fun. When's the last time you threw caution to the wind? Steal my thunder. So if someone, for example, steals your idea or steals attention or takes attention away from you, you can say they stole your thunder. There are so many idioms that you can learn. I would highly recommend to just learn one a day and try to put it to use. The most beneficial way that you can learn new phrases is to use them actively, even if it's by yourself, even if you're talking to yourself out loud, even if you're writing in your journal. Ideally you are speaking with someone else, maybe a classmate, a teacher, or in the real world. But if you don't have that opportunity, like if you're not my student in my fluent communication course, you can still benefit from this idea by using phrases on your own. But it's important not just to read them or listen to them, but use them. On the topic of how to use phrases in order to make them a part of your English repertoire or your English toolbox or your active vocabulary, here's an idea for you. Many English learners are afraid of having conversation because they don't feel prepared. Do you ever feel afraid or unprepared? If you're saying yes, then this suggestion is going to help you so much. I want you to think of a situation where you want to use your English. You want to speak better English in the situation. It can be a very small situation. It doesn't have to be something high pressure or high stakes like a TED Talk presentation. It can be as simple as, I want to have a small conversation with my coworkers when I go back to work on Monday. Okay, great. So you have this situation in your mind? Good, then we can continue. If you don't have it ready, then think of something really quick where you would like to use English, and then I want you to envision how you would like that conversation to go. So you walk into your office on Monday morning and you say, "Hi, John, how was your weekend?" So you actually take control, start the conversation, ask a question. What is a question that you could ask to start a conversation in your situation that you're thinking of? So maybe you ask, "How was your weekend?" And then they say something about their weekend and you say, "Oh, nice, I had a great weekend too. But actually," and maybe you say something about what you did. "For me personally, I didn't do anything too exciting. I caught up on chores, laundry, grocery shopping, things like that. So I'm excited to be back here at work because I don't have to do any more laundry." You can make your response fun, kind of cheeky, joking like that, or keep it really simple, whatever feels good for you. You can say what you did if you watched TV, if you went out and did something, if you stayed at home. You choose what you want to share with people. You can tell them about your family if you want to share, your home life. But the idea here is to just visualize, imagine that conversation, because that will prepare you for it, and you'll be so much more excited and bold when you speak. You'll be ready with confidence to have that next English conversation using some of the idioms, phrases, and collocations that you will have studied. So if you enjoy learning English like this, the smart way with Go Natural English, make sure to come visit gonaturalenglish.com. You can learn more about my complete English course called Fluent Communication. Again, I'm Gabby Wallace, and I'm so glad that you're here learning together with me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.